Did you know a single mistake on California roads this year could cost you over $1,400? Even if no one gets hurt and you didn't break the speed limit. It sounds insane, but in February 2026, a new wave of driving laws quietly went into effect, and they're packed with harsh fines, AI enforcement, and almost zero tolerance. From sitting in your car too long with the engine running to using your phone at a red light, the risks are now everywhere, and most drivers don't even realize it. These laws aren't just about keeping roads safe. They're part of a much bigger push: environmental crackdowns, digital surveillance, and new fees to cover shrinking gas tax revenue. The twist? Many of them are enforced by automated cameras and sensors, meaning you can be fined without ever seeing a cop or even knowing you did something wrong. So before you step into your car today, stick around because we're about to break down 10 new California driving laws that could quietly bankrupt you overnight if you're not paying attention. Trust us, this isn't fear-mongering. These are real laws with real fines, and ignoring them could be the most expensive mistake you make this year. Number 1. The $400 idling fine. Just sitting in your car could cost you big. It sounds harmless, right? You're waiting to pick someone up, maybe sipping your coffee or scrolling through your phone with the engine running. But as of February 2026, that everyday habit could land you a $400 fine just for letting your car idle. Under California's Clean Air and Community Zones Act, idling your vehicle for more than 2 minutes in designated areas like near schools, parks, hospitals, or even crowded shopping centers is now officially illegal. And get this. Enforcement is automated in many places using smart air quality sensors and parking cams that can detect your engine status without any officer needing to be there. You could drive off without knowing anything happened until a hefty fine arrives in your mailbox. Why the sudden crackdown? According to the California Air Resources Board, vehicle idling is one of the top contributors to urban smog and airborne toxins, especially in dense neighborhoods. Studies have shown that just 10 minutes of daily idling wastes more than a gallon of gas per week and pumps harmful pollutants right into the lungs of nearby children and pedestrians. The environmental and health costs sky high. So, how do you protect yourself? Simple. Turn off your engine when parked or waiting, even if it's just for a few minutes. Modern cars don't need long warm-ups anymore, and electric vehicles are already designed to shut down when idle. A small habit change could save you hundreds, not to mention do your part for cleaner air. Number 2. AI speed cameras. You can get multiple tickets in one drive. Here's where things start to feel straight out of a sci-fi movie. In February 2026, California officially activated AI-powered speed and behavior cameras. And these aren't the old red light cameras you're used to. These systems don't just clock your speed. They analyze how you drive in real time. In major cities, these smart cameras can now detect speeding by even a few miles an hour, rolling stops, unsafe lane changes, and even aggressive weaving through traffic. And the scariest part? One single commute could trigger multiple violations, each with its own fine. That means a quick rush to work could quietly rack up hundreds or even thousands of dollars in penalties without you ever being pulled over. Why is California doing this? Transportation studies show that consistent, low-level speeding and sudden lane changes are among the top causes of urban accidents, not high-speed chases. By using AI, the state claims it can reduce crashes by targeting everyday driving habits most people don't even think twice about. The technology never blinks, never gets distracted, and never gives warnings. So how do you protect yourself? First, assume you're being watched in high-traffic zones. Slow down earlier than usual. Come to full stops and avoid last-second lane changes. Using navigation apps that alert you to enforcement areas can also help, but they're not foolproof. The reality is simple. Driving almost carefully is no longer enough. In 2026, California expects perfect compliance, and anything less could hit your wallet fast. This isn't about reckless drivers anymore. It's about everyday people making everyday mistakes under a digital microscope. Number 3. Expired EV stickers now mean a $400 fine even if you're driving legally. If you drive an electric vehicle in California, you're probably used to those little colored decals that let you cruise in the carpool lane solo. A nice perk for going green, right? But as of January 2026, that perk has turned into a potential financial trap. California now requires annual renewal of those Clean Air Vehicle, or CAV decals, and the new system isn't forgiving. Miss your renewal deadline, even by a few days, and you could face an automatic $400 fine if caught driving in an HOV lane. The worst part? Most EV drivers don't even realize this change has taken effect. Before 2026, decals were valid for multiple years. But with the growing number of EVs on the road, state lawmakers say the carpool lane benefits are getting overcrowded and less effective. So, they introduced a yearly renewal system to better manage traffic flow and ensure only eligible vehicles get access. But here's the catch. There's no warning system. You won't get a reminder in the mail. And if your sticker looks fine but is expired in the DMV database, you're out of luck. Cameras are now scanning decals and checking expiration dates automatically, which means tickets can be issued without a traffic stop. What should you do? Check your decal expiration date today. If you're not sure, log in to the California DMV website or call to verify. Don't assume it's still valid just because it's on your bumper. One small oversight, something you only had to think about every few years before, could now lead to a major fine in 2026. Even green driving comes with red flags if you're not paying attention. Number 4. New insurance requirements could make you an uninsured driver overnight. You may be paying your car insurance on time, but that doesn't mean you're legally covered anymore. As of February 2026, California has doubled its minimum liability coverage requirements, and most drivers have no idea. If your policy hasn't been updated to reflect the new standards, the state now considers you uninsured, and the penalties are severe. Here's what's changed. The minimum liability required per person in an accident has jumped from $15,000 to $30,000, and from $30,000 to $60,000 per accident. Property damage coverage has also increased to $25,000. These changes aim to better protect victims of car accidents in an era of rising vehicle repair and medical costs. Sounds fair, but here's the problem. Many drivers assume their current policy automatically keeps them compliant. It doesn't. If you get pulled over or are involved in an accident and your coverage doesn't meet the new minimums, you could be hit with a fine of $800, face license suspension, and even have your vehicle impounded just like someone driving with no insurance at all. And yes, your insurance company will still take your money, but that won't protect you from legal consequences if you didn't actively upgrade your plan. What should you do right now? Call your insurance provider today and ask whether your policy meets California's 2026 minimum liability requirements. Don't assume you're in the clear, especially if your plan auto-renews or hasn't changed in a while. This is one of those quiet law changes that could bankrupt you with one accident, not because you drove recklessly, but because the rules changed while you weren't looking. And ignorance of the law, unfortunately, it won't save you a dime. Number 5. Modified exhaust. Say hello to instant $1,400 fines. No warnings allowed. If your car has a loud exhaust, whether it's from a custom mod or even a sport-tuned factory setup, you're officially on California's radar in 2026. The state has eliminated fix-it warnings for illegal exhaust systems. That means if you're caught with a non-compliant exhaust, you'll be hit with an instant fine of up to $1,400 with no second chances. This new law is part of California's broader crackdown on noise pollution in illegal street racing, but it's sweeping up a lot of everyday drivers in the process. Even if you're not racing or showing off, if your exhaust is louder than the legal limit, typically 95 decibels, you're considered in violation. And yes, some factory performance cars can flirt dangerously close to that line. Here's where it gets even trickier. Law enforcement no longer has to pull you over. Some cities are now using sound detection systems, essentially noise cameras, that automatically identify vehicles exceeding legal decibel levels. Pair that with AI surveillance and license plate tracking, and your ticket could be in the mail before you even get home. So what's the fix? If you've modified your exhaust, now's the time to get it tested. Many certified stations in California can measure your vehicle's decibel output. If you're over the limit, consider installing a silencer insert or switching to a compliant system. Even if your car is factory standard, it's worth checking, especially for sports models. This isn't just about loud street racers anymore. It's about enforcement with zero tolerance. And one loud engine rev could now cost you more than your monthly rent. In 2026, volume equals violation, and silence really is golden. We pour hours into researching and breaking down these laws so you can stay informed and protected. So, if you found this valuable, drop a comment sharing which law shocked you the most. And hey, subscribing is just one click, but it means the world to us and helps us keep making content that keeps you ahead of the game. Number 6. Caught on camera. Using your phone at a red light could now cost you $750. Think it's safe to check your texts while sitting at a red light? Think again. As of February 2026, California's new AI-powered distracted driving cameras are fully live, and they're watching everything. If you're caught holding or even glancing down at your phone while your car is stopped at an intersection, you could face fines starting at $250 for a first offense and up to $750 for repeat violations. The big change here, you don't need to be moving to get ticketed anymore. The law now considers any manual interaction with a device, even at a complete stop, as a distraction violation. So whether you're changing your music, replying to a text, or checking a GPS app, if your hand is off the wheel and on your phone, you're fair game. What's worse is the technology behind this enforcement. These cameras are mounted at major intersections and use high-resolution lenses combined with AI behavior analysis to detect hand movements, screen glare, and posture, all without any human officer involved. There are no traffic stops, no warnings, and you won't even know you were caught until the ticket shows up in your mailbox. Why the tough crackdown? Distracted driving is now one of the leading causes of traffic collisions in California, and studies show that even brief interactions, like checking a message at a stoplight, can increase crash risk significantly once the light turns green. So, what's the smart move? Go hands-free 100%. If you need to use your phone, pull over legally and park. Better yet, use voice commands or a phone mount connected to your vehicle system. Number 7. New EV road usage fee. Driving electric just got more expensive. Going electric was supposed to save you money, right? No more gas stops, fewer repairs, and plenty of government perks. But starting in February 2026, California has introduced a new twist, an annual EV road usage fee. And for many drivers, it's a surprise expense that could cost $250 to $400 per year or even more. Why the change? It comes down to lost revenue. With more Californians switching to electric vehicles, the state has seen a significant drop in gas tax income, which traditionally funds road maintenance and infrastructure. To close that gap, lawmakers approved a mileage-based fee system specifically targeting electric and hybrid vehicle owners. Now, instead of paying at the pump, you're paying upfront or through annual mileage reporting. And yes, there are penalties for underreporting. Here's how it works. EV owners are now required to report their annual mileage during registration renewal. Based on how much you drive, you'll be charged a flat road usage fee, which varies depending on vehicle weight and efficiency. Some newer EVs will also be fitted with digital tracking systems to automatically log miles, and privacy concerns aside, there's no opt-out once installed. So, what can you do? First, check your DMV renewal paperwork closely this year. Don't skip the fine print. If you're leasing an EV, ask your provider how they're handling the new fees. And if you drive infrequently, you may qualify for low mileage discounts, but you'll need to apply and provide proof. While electric cars still offer long-term savings and environmental benefits, 2026 marks a shift. You're now paying for the roads you drive on, no matter how clean your ride is. It's the cost of progress, and it's hitting sooner than many expected. Number 8. Carpool lane crackdown. One mistake could cost you $491. Think you can sneak into the carpool lane during rush hour without getting caught? Think again. As of January 2026, California has supercharged its carpool lane enforcements with high-resolution cameras and automatic ticketing systems, and they're cracking down harder than ever. Now, even if you're driving solo just for a few exits, or if your HOV sticker is expired by a single day, you could be hit with a $491 fine. And here's the kicker. There's no option to contest it in court for first-time offenders. These violations are now handled like red light tickets, automated, non-negotiable, and enforced digitally. The state has rolled out AI-equipped sensors in infrared cameras that scan car windows, detect the number of occupants, and cross-check license plates for HOV eligibility in real time. That means no more relying on officer patrols or random checks. If you're in the lane and you're not supposed to be, the system flags you and the fine is mailed automatically. No warning, no discussion. Why the sudden push? Officials say the abuse of carpool lanes has reached an all-time high, especially in gridlocked cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco, where solo drivers clog HOV lanes, defeating their entire purpose. With rising traffic and more EVs trying to use the same lanes, the state is tightening control to keep things fair and moving. So how can you stay safe? Double-check your eligibility before using any carpool lane. Make sure your decals are current, your passengers meet the requirements, and you're only using those lanes when legally allowed. The days of just this once are over. In 2026, California's message is clear. Carpool cheating isn't clever, it's costly. Number 9. Smart parking meters are watching. Even a quick stop can cost you $120. You might think it's harmless to leave your car double parked just for 5 minutes while grabbing coffee or running into the store. But in 2026, that small errand could lead to a $120 parking fine even if you never saw a meter made. That's because California cities have started rolling out smart parking enforcement systems that make traditional parking tickets feel like ancient history. These new systems use a combination of license plate recognition, curbside sensors, and real-time timing technology to detect when a car is parked illegally, has overstayed a meter, or is blocking traffic flow, and they don't need a human officer to act. Once the violation is detected, your plate is scanned, the data is uploaded, and a ticket is automatically mailed out, often before you're even back at your car. In places like San Diego, Sacramento, and parts of LA, these smart meters are already live and expanding fast. That means even short-term violations, like stopping in a red zone for 90 seconds with your hazard lights on, can now be flagged instantly. And unlike in the past, there's no grace period or "I was just leaving" excuse. The system is programmed for precision, not compassion. Why the change? Cities argue it's about keeping traffic flowing, reducing double parking incidents, and ensuring that paid parking spots turn over properly. But the downside is clear. A single forgetful moment or quick dash inside could now trigger a fine that hits your wallet hard. So what can you do? Use parking apps that help you monitor time, set reminders, and even add minutes remotely. And when in doubt, don't risk that just a second mentality. It's not worth a $120 surprise. Number 10. License plate frames can now get you fined, even the clear ones. You might think your license plate frame is just a harmless accessory, a dealership logo, a team sticker, or maybe a tinted cover to keep it clean. But as of February 2026, that small detail could cost you up to $250 in fines. California's updated vehicle code now strictly prohibits any frame, cover, or accessory that even slightly obstructs or distorts your license plate. And yes, that includes those clear plastic protectors in stylish frames that cover the edges. The law isn't new, but what is new is how aggressively it's being enforced, especially with the rise of automated traffic cameras and license plate scanning systems. These systems are used for everything from toll collection to speeding enforcements, and even minor obstruction can interfere with their ability to read your plate. If your frame blocks even part of a letter, number, or sticker, you're now considered in violation. Here's where it gets costly. There are no more warnings, and enforcement is largely automated. Systems now flag unreadable or partially blocked plates and issue tickets by mail. Many drivers report getting fined without ever being pulled over. They were caught by a speed cam or parking reader only to receive a surprise citation weeks later. So how do you avoid this? Take a moment to inspect your license plate. If there's anything covering the edges, even if it's see-through or decorative, take it off. Frames with dealership names or fancy chrome borders are especially risky under the 2026 rules. It may seem like a small thing, but in California's new driving landscape, even your plate's appearance is being watched. Don't let a $10 accessory turn into a $250 mistake. So there you have it. 10 new California driving laws in 2026 that could quietly drain your wallet if you're not careful. From AI speed cameras to $1,400 exhaust fines and even penalties for things as simple as idling or using a phone at a red light. This year's rule changes aren't just about traffic safety. They're about precision enforcement and zero tolerance. And the worst part? Many of these fines come from automated systems. There's no flashing lights, no conversation with an officer, and no warning. Just a ticket in the mail and a dent in your bank account. If you're thinking that seems extreme, you're not alone. But this is California's new driving reality, where even one overlooked detail, like an expired EV sticker or a license plate frame, can cost you hundreds. So what can you do? Stay informed. Update your insurance. Check your registration details, and pay attention to the small things, because in 2026, it's those little things that could cost the most. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these laws surprised you the most? Have you already seen any of them being enforced? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video helped you avoid a ticket or two, do us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for more updates like this, and check out our next video on easy ways to save on car insurance in 2026. Drive safe, stay smart, and don't let California's roads bankrupt you this